Aquarius, hi. How are you? Tell me everything. I hope that July is treating you well, has treated you well. It's crazy that we're already talking about August. It's just flying by. I'm doing these a little bit differently in the sense that I'm releasing them as the readings, like I'm releasing them as I finish them. Whereas like before, I would get all of the readings done, get them all scheduled to drop like on the same day. And after July's readings, I was like, I'm going to switch it up. So, you know me. I'll go wherever the energy takes me as long as it feels good. What is my dog? Can you get it? What are you doing? Hello? I don't know. So we are just shuffling a bunch of times until the feeling comes over me where the cards are ready. It is a feeling. So just bear with me here. You know we're getting close when they start popping out like that, though. We're looking for a message for Aquarius for August. August Aquarius. There. Ready? All right. We have the Hierophant, Six of Cups, Justice, Five of Cups, Three of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. And then we have the Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck, Page of Swords. There's a star card. So we'll just kind of go through each one of these cards as we do. We start with the Hierophant. I keep staring at this Five of Cups, though. Interesting. Okay. I'm sorry, I know I keep going back anyway. I love how we have this progression anyway from the Five of Cups to the Six of Cups. Which tells me that, I mean, this is an energy that, I mean, you are moving through. So the Hierophant is the card of Taurus. There could be a Taurus in your life. Doesn't have to be. I'm a Taurus. But the Hierophant talks about tradition. You know, there's all of these ideologies around here. So it's almost also like this passing on of knowledge. This is a teacher. It could be a mentor. Like you could be a mentor, you could be a teacher, or, you know, there would be somebody who's entering into your life that would fill that role. You could even be exploring other ideologies. And then we come to this Five of Cups here that I have been staring at. And traditionally, the Five of Cups talks about loss. You know, I mean, the fives are transitionary energies anyway. They're nothing to like pitch a tent and get stuck in. Right? And with the Five of Cups, I mean, cups having to do with our emotions. Could be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But we have these 3 cups here that have, you know, kind of spilled over or fell in this little pond here. But there are these fairies back here that are holding 2 cups. But it's like, you know, their attention is on these cups. Actually, I think their eyes look closed anyway, but you know, they're facing these 3 cups. So the focus is more on what hasn't worked or what's lost versus recognizing that there's still these 2 cups back here. And even so that they are being almost like universally brought in, right? I mean, it's not like there's a person behind there, you know, there's these fairies here. And also, you know, this feeling of needing to realize that these 3 cups, whatever was in these 3 cups, is not for you. And sometimes that realization, you know, there's like a grieving period that comes along with it. Right? So there's nothing wrong with being in a period of grief. If anything, it helps you, of course, like move forward. But also, again, you know, just this message about remembering that all is not lost. So, you know, with this pairing, if there is something that you are trying, if it does not work out the way that you had envisioned, it's like, you know, don't let it, like, don't just kind of throw the whole thing away. Right? Like, don't take that as a sign that it's just not going to work at all. But rather, first of all, you know, like I'm getting this like thing about, you know, like giving yourself credit for doing the thing in the first place. You had a vision, you went for it. Right? Whatever it was, whether it was you offering a service or if it was you acquiring a service, whatever the case may be. And if it didn't work, it's almost like, you know, it's supposed to show you that there is a different way that almost is maybe even more and almost okay. There's just this feeling of like it's going to be even more esoteric. Or even, you know, like exploring that deeper. And I only really kind of say that because they're, you know, the Fae are bringing in these cups, right? So there could just be something where it's either maybe even expand more, you know, really don't put limits on your feelings, right? Like how you want to feel about a thing, or even how you feel about the thing. I don't know. We'll see what kind of comes up as we continue here. Just, again, it's like just remembering that these 2 cups are still there. And then the 6 of Cups. I love, this this card in particular really hones in on that inner child thing. Like the 6 of Cups talks about nostalgia. It is the card of the past, right? And, in this card, there is this inner child, dominance here. So this could be something that was an interest of yours in some capacity when you were younger. This could even be, whatever is going on over here could lead to this inner child healing, like maturing of the ego, right? Because, the ego isn't set in stone. It's created by our experiences and patterns, behaviors, habits, and all of those things, right? And, we can certainly affect those patterns and habits and, by taking a look at our inner child and discovering where those things come from here. And like I said, I love that we go from the 5 to the 6. So that means we're progressing out of this 5 of Cups energy into the 6 of Cups. But also too how, there is this imagery of her adult, right? Leaving. Moving forward here. And I love how, they're offering this cup here, and there's just this alchemy that happens here that creates this little starburst. There could be a child involved, of course. And maybe they are the ones that give you the inspiration, or you just maybe even recognize something about yourself in them. It could also be inviting a childlike attitude, as far as being imaginative and really like the sky is the limit, right? Like when we're kids, it's not like we're born with these limitations, right? Which would be like this 5 of Cups energy. It's kind of instilled in us. There's conditioning when we start, interacting with the world and going to traditional institutions like school and all of those type of things, that all of a sudden, there's a schedule and it's very regimen, and, you're supposed to be doing certain things at certain times. And, You can't do certain things, right? You know, like, and then of course, gender roles, blah, 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 all the shit, right? So, you know, the Six of Cups would be recognizing like, hey, I am an adult. However, I can invite in some of this energy of, you know, having that free imagination, that wild, that expansive, you know, imagination. I love that. And then we have the Three of Pentacles here. And the Three of Pentacles talks about collaboration. There's like a teamwork aspect. There's also a planning aspect to this. And with it being a 3, right? So it's still pretty, like, it's still in the beginning of the journey through the suit, right? From 1, we have the Ace of Pentacles here, to 10. So this is, you know, that plotting and planning stage. It could even be, you know, finding people to collaborate with. It could be networking. It could be, you know, hiring somebody who almost, you know, like can help you navigate through this Six of Cups energy, or even navigating through this Five of Cups energy. I love how, you know, like this right here feels like this like moving on from the Five of Cups to the Six of Cups. This, you know, Three of Pentacles can be bringing in this Hierophant. You know, it could be somebody who is already an expert in the field that you're trying to learn. It could be a therapist. It could be, you know, and again, you could be this person. And you could even start getting recognized for that. And maybe people want to work with you. Because then over here we have Justice with the Ace of Pentacles. Like, this is, you know, almost like this karma fated purpose type of thing. Because, you know, Justice, that's a card of Libra, so there could be a Libra around. Doesn't have to be, of course. But Justice is about the scales balancing. It could, of course, have to do with like a court case or law enforcement if you want to be like literal. But more so, you know, it's blind justice too. That's what, you know, like there's this karma aspect to it, because justice is, it is supposed to be blind, right? Because if you start inserting your belief into justice, then it becomes an opinion. And an opinion is not justice, right? It's logical. It is without emotion. And it has to be that way in order for it to be fair, right? And then the Ace of Pentacles here, this is, you know, a new opportunity. It could be a new way of making money. Pentacles having to do with money, how we make it, how we spend it, how we invest it. It's also about our time, our physical body also. So you could be noticing improvements in all of that. But again, you know, I mean, this opportunity could show up. That could even be what you're planning for, right? Like mourning an old way of being, planning for this new adventure, really. And I say adventure because we have the Page of Wands here. And generally the Page of Wands is about adventure. But it's interesting because in this Page of Wands, they're just kind of chilling underneath a tree. Their dragon is taking a nap. And the sun could be coming up or going down. You know, we've got a couple candles here. There's this feeling of like almost kind of giving yourself a break before, like giving yourself a break while you have the space. It could also, of course, be too, you know, like finding that joy in something that you like to do. And not really even worrying about, you know, like all of the other stuff that you have to do. We have the Page of Swords behind there. Swords having to do with thoughts, our mind. And the Page of Swords is a bit, you know, like cocky. Like a little bit, I'm getting this feeling of like a little bit of a know-it-all. Not necessarily, like not in a bad way. Not to where somebody's gonna be like, oh my God, that you're just so arrogant. Not like that. But almost too like about being excited about the information that you have, about sharing that information, because then we have the Queen of Swords here. And I love all these butterflies around because that signifies transformation. She's even like holding one there. But this is, you know, clarity of thought. And when we talk about queens, I see them like, it's like you have to embody the energy of the suit. Like you have to recognize the energy of the suit within yourself before you can share it with other people or notice it even in other people. And that would be the King of Swords. We have the Ten of Wands. It may be a little bit of an uphill battle, but also, you know, too, like it may even be the end of this uphill because tens are completions. Taking your experience, taking your knowledge, right, and moving on to, you know, like getting to the top of the mountain, right? Like that journey coming to an end, because after the Ten of Wands, we go back to the Ace of Wands. And then, of course, the Star card, right? I mean, your energy. This is, it's like what you have manifested. And then the Ten of Pentacles behind there, which talks about, you know, abundance, legacy, family, you know, needs are being met. You have enough of everything, right? It could even be trusting the process. Like, you know, we have a Ten of Wands, we have the Star, and then we have the Ten of Pentacles. So, you know, if you feel like it's an uphill battle, again, you know, like trust the process, because this is going to be on the other side of that. Very cool. Very cool. I love this for you. And I am going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.